Hello, my guys, girls, and non-binary viewers. Hope you're all staying safe and warm if you're in a place where it's winter. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, feel free to check out my vibe, and if you're returning, I appreciate you so much. Thanks for sticking around and waiting. I'm Lucky Samurai, and in this video, and since 2016, I'm obsessed with Atlanta. Honestly, it's about time I talk about my favorite show. Although I am hella biased because I've been a Donald Glover / Beano fan for time now. I think maybe since Sick Boy, even though that was... Look, all I'm gonna say is Don Glover doesn't stop and we love seeing his artistic growth. Actually, I think Cul-de-sac was the first full album I heard, though I didn't realize True Dudes, My Hoodie, and Love is Crazy were from Sick Boy. In my defense though, this was the era of LimeWire and such, where it was low-key a gamble when you downloaded songs whether they were labeled correctly. And you know the ones where you had to manually go in and rename all your songs on iTunes? Or was I just poor? Apple Music where? Anyway, what's your favorite Beano album and why is it BTI? I'm kidding, but let me know in the comments your favorite Beano song and if you want to know mine. Real quick story time. My friend and I played BTI on vinyl one time in uni and just spent the whole night singing and rapping along. It's one of my favorite moments, living rent free in my mind. Ugh, sorry about my voice.
Well, she tried. At least, you know, she...
Another moment that stays rent-free in my mind is from Atlanta, specifically the commercial in BAN to call Ahmad White, complete with obviously scripted feedback lines and dated green screen techniques, which make me laugh. But why does it and other scenes in the show also make me feel uneasy? In short, it's the way character dynamics shift in relation to each other, the setting, tone, and the dialogue for me. All these factors elicit these uncomfortable emotions in myself, and maybe you too. I want to try and delve into this further with this series. To kick things off, we're starting with the mysterious aforementioned Ahmad White. But first, here's the intro. Atlanta is a show created by and starring Donald Glover that premiered in September 2016, along with the help of his brother Stephen Glover, who created the Paperboy song, and the directing talent of Hiro Murai for the majority of the episodes. Glover uses the on-location setting of Atlanta, Georgia to paint the stage for Ernest, Alfred, and the rest of the crew to navigate their ever-entwining lives. I'd classify the show as a surrealist comedy drama, albeit darkly humorous at times, with elements of genre blending like thriller, horror, and satire. Atlanta takes an unapologetic view of the social climate within the eponymous city, where our characters learn to survive and adapt as the world starts to shift when Alfred / Paperboy amasses newfound fame. Although, as I'm explaining this, it doesn't really do much justice to the piece as a whole. It is a difficult show to recommend and describe, other than it probably being a telly experience unlike any other. The characters' journeys are sprinkled with surrealist moments that seem to both highlight the magic of the moment while also feeling like they're completely quotidien. Like the golden glow of the sauce and toss lemon pepper wings.
Oh, snap. Lemon pepper what? Oh my god.
Which turns out to be a staple in the Atlanta scene according to various Twitter users. With this surrealist approach, Glover can manipulate Atlanta's story through various critical lenses like psychoanalytic, feminist, socioeconomic, or race, which all helps make it more relatable and real, and also I think helps elicit specific emotions from the audience. In this video, I'm going to be doing things a little differently. In my previous video essays, I relied solely on the show as my work cited. The only outside source I'd use was mainly Wikipedia or IMDb to gather contexts like year of release and names of creatives. With this series of videos, and Atlanta specifically, there are a lot of things I do not know or understand. I'm able to pull what I can from my prior English lit knowledge, but context in this show is not my area of expertise at all. That being said, as a huge fan and someone who wants to continue learning, I wanted to make this video, as is the main reason I started this channel, to open discussion around how art imitates life and what we draw from these shows. I'll start by giving context to Ahmad White's presence in Atlanta and how he elicits these uneasy feelings during his short screen time. Then I'll dive into the outside sources I've gathered to identify a seemingly fitting character trope, and finally look into the mythology behind a god on whom Ahmad may be based.
And get this camera on my...
So, Who is Ahmad White? We actually first get a sense of his presence in the cold open of the pilot, during which the standoff involving Alfred Earn and Darius, the latter points out,
crazy deja vu right now. Okay, where's the dog with the Texas on it? Oh, there he is. It's a trip, man.
When we actually see Ahmad White, he only appears twice, and we don't know his name until the second time round. While the dog foreshadows Ahmad's presence, we don't meet him until later on in the episode when Earn is on the bus with his daughter Lottie. Ahmad offers completely unsolicited advice, seemingly out of the blue.
Your mind's racing.
Before Earn even says anything at all.
I just keep losing.
Let the path push you like a broken branch in a river's current.
Nah, I'm not going out like that, but thanks for the advice.
The interaction continues, although no one outwardly introduces themselves, yet they converse unfazed until Ahmad insists Earn
Fight this sandwich.
Nah, I'm good, man.
You gonna fight this sandwich.
Upon Ahmad's departure, seemingly teleporting, Earn watches him disappear into a forest with the same dog Darius pointed out in the opening. This scene strikes me in a few ways. Namely, the relatability of just minding your own business on the bus and some stranger starts chatting you up. I've been there, and I'm sure many of you have as well. You really never know what kind of person will strike up a convo with you, and that's kind of why Ahmad makes me uneasy. He rushes in to chat with Earn about such vague yet poignant things about a troubled mind and inequalities in the world. His tone is sage and calm, which unsettles me because I don't know his intentions. And then the surrealist and funny moment of him fashioning a sandwich right there on the bus. Side note, ew, germs. And his tonal shift creeped me out heavy. Why Earn? Why was he so intensely insisting his sandwich upon Earn? What happened to the sandwich after? Where did the dog come from? And why Nutella? Upon my first viewing of the scene, I remember feeling uncomfortable yet intrigued by Ahmad, wondering if he was some kind of urban legend yet to be brought up, or a nomadic wise man of sorts, especially since his dog appeared earlier in the episode, which reminded me of Sirius Black's Animagus, a ratty-haired dog that also resembled a symbol of death, though I think the meaning is inconsequential in this comparison. I drew parallels to us seeing those dogs before meeting the human with whom they're associated in both stories, which is interesting, but maybe more so of a plot device than anything further. The next time we see Ahmad is an equally random moment in the form of an advertisement during a commercial break in BAN. It's a little dated technique-wise, which is intentional, but I think even if it weren't, the vibes were kinda off still, not to mention the same vague offer of help he peddles.
Questions. The universe. Paternity tests. Salutations. Hi, my name is Ahmad White.
My life was in shambles. But now I got a truck. I got a girlfriend. I got the answers I deserve. Thank you, Ahmad White.
From the obviously scripted testimonials to the use of Monique Grant, who also played Yvonne in the season 2 premiere, there's a lot that seems, well, off. How sincere are these testimonies? How did Ahmad help them? Why was Grant used? Because her character in the following season doesn't mention Ahmad at all, nor does Ahmad make any appearances in season 2. Further, Ahmad also insists on
Get a free juice and Nutella sandwich.
When I call Ahmad, my life is going nowhere fast. After a Nutella sandwich and juice, my life's a lot better.
which by the testimonials helped them achieve their goals with Ahmad. The number on the screen actually connects to a voicemail I called, which I'll play right here.
Salutations, and welcome to Freeing Your Mind. I'm unavailable right now due to a brief incarceration. Please type in your number and remember the brotherhood. Contact you shortly. Enjoyable day to you.
And yes, that was hella creepy for me. I did it for you guys. I was second guessing myself as the line rang and also thinking a bunch of irrational thoughts during, like, what if I get brainwashed? Who's this brotherhood? And how's my phone bill finna look after? Although Ahmad's voice is actually kind of soothing and not menacing, which is also creepy in its own right. What are his intentions? Why is he in jail? Who calls or keeps track of your number if you give it? Which, for the record, I did not leave.
Thank you.
I don't know the answers, but let me know your thoughts of Ahmad upon your initial viewing.
Des faits super.
In the archives of the Yale Bulletin, there's an article from March 2001 by Susan Gonzalez outlining a talk prominent Black director Spike Lee delivered upon his visit to the campus in February of that year. This brings us to our second topic, a character trope I think might bring more context to Ahmad White. Lee spoke about a then-new phenomenon occurring in films, in which an African American is imbued with special powers. He dubbed this character the magical mystical, and gave examples from movies like The Legend of Bagger Vance, The Green Mile, The Family Man, and What Dreams May Come. Admittedly, I've only seen The Green Mile. Michael Duncan's John Coffey was stellar. And yes, I can see how Coffey and his healing abilities fits the description of Lee's magical mystical black person. In the article, Lee went on to use Bagger Vance as the primary example of this trope to pose his central question. How is it that black people have these powers, but they use them for the benefit of white people? The aforementioned movie takes place in Depression-era Georgia, to which Lee stated, "Blacks are getting lynched left and right, and Bagger Vance is more concerned about improving Matt Damon's golf swing." The question of representation for the sake of representation is glaring, and we are slowly making progress since the early 2000s, but I digress. The main point I'd like to highlight here is Lee's coining of the magical black character trope. I think it's interesting if we take it in context of Ahmad White. Does Ahmad White fit Lee's definition of a magical black character? I think within the answer lies more reasons why Ahmad makes me feel uncomfortable. According to Lee's description, the character trope has special powers. However, unlike the aforementioned movies Lee provided, Ahmad doesn't show these powers. We hear that he works from others' testimonies. This is odd, especially in visual media. The adage, show don't tell, is key. So why with Ahmad, Glover uses the opposite? The fact that there's no definitive proof makes me uncomfortable because he could be of a higher power or a straight-up conman, a la cult leaders. Again, back to the voicemail mentioning the brotherhood. This uncertainty of Ahmad fitting the trope is partly why I'm a little sussed and creeped out. Answers aren't that easy in life, especially in the harsh, unforgiving reality of Atlanta. Although, the site tvtropes.org adds to Lee's definition of the trope that the magical black person possesses deep spiritual wisdom and not always supernatural powers. But the main point is similar, that he is there to help uplift the life of someone much more privileged and usually white. We don't fully see this in Atlanta, as one could even argue Ahmad has more privilege than Earn, with his spiritual healing seemingly successful enough to gain happy customers and a commercial on TV, whereas Earn is commonly called out for being basically homeless.
Ain't you homeless?
Not real homeless. Not using a rat as a phone or something.
Don't be racist, man. Like, that make you schizophrenic. That don't make you homeless.
Wait, not if it worked, man.
This also elicits unease in me for Earn, because we don't know if Ahmad is just trying to swindle Earn out of his money for his services, or if he's genuinely trying to help. TV Tropes also mentions bonus points if the character is a priest of Vodou. Sorry about pronunciation. Or Vodou, which is an African diasporic religion developed in Haiti. While there's no evidence to describe Ahmad White as a priest practicing Vodou, a Reddit user by the name u/oldsoul drew a connection on the Atlanta subreddit between Ahmad White and a Haitian Vodou god, Appa Legba. This brings us to our final part, Ahmad's similarities to Vodou mythology.
I got voodoo, I got hoodoo, I got things I ain't even tried. And I got friends on the other side. He's got friends on the other side.
Legba is said to be the god who bridges the gap between the spiritual, known as the Loa, and humanity. The Reddit user pointed out the strong similarity that both Legba and Ahmad are accompanied by a dog. Further research describes Legba's strong association to crossroads magic. One story recounts his offer to give musical success to blues artist Robert Johnson in exchange for his soul when Johnson went to seek out guidance and wisdom. Legba is also described as a master communicator in all languages, which makes sense as he's communicating between humans and the Loa. He's also a teacher, warrior, trickster deity, and a remover of obstacles. I think in relation to Ahmad White, Legba being associated with helping those at a crossroads in life makes sense. In Ahmad's first scene, he knows Earn is going through a lot, cycling through thoughts and decisions.
Mine's racing. Tell me, y'all.
We as an audience know this as well. Earn is struggling to maintain his relationships with his family, make money for rent, and getting Paperboy to play on the radio to prove to Alfred he can be his manager. While Ahmad's introduction is abrupt, it's fitting if we assume his similarities to Legba. This raises further questions, concerns, and yes, that feeling of unease. What would Ern get himself into if he bit Ahmad's sandwich? What did the people who provided testimonies pay in exchange for his service? And most importantly, how did Ahmad White know Ern was troubled? Although maybe the answer is as simple as Ern's internal battle is showing on his face. Sometimes that can happen. Or maybe Ahmad does have spiritual powers. In summary, Ahmad White's brief but poignant presence is one of the peak surreal moments in Atlanta. With the surreal approach, his character elicits feelings of something beyond the imagination, dreamlike visuals like the work of Dali or Ernst, maybe unreal, unusual. These aren't necessarily positive or negative emotions, but personally, I do find it creepy the way Ahmad seems to have a higher intuition in calling out Ern and pushing his Nutella sandwiches on people even if he's just trying to help. And that brotherhood he mentioned in the voicemail. Who are they? What do they want? Or maybe...
You may know me from your dreams. Call this number below and get the answers you deserve.
I would say nice to meet you, but I don't believe in time as a concept, so I'll just say we always met.
Thanks again for watching. This was a little different to my other videos, and it did take me a little longer to put out, but I enjoyed the process nonetheless. Please check out the links in my description where I'll link all my works cited and alternate options of consuming my work if you're visually or hearing impaired or would like to read this video's transcript. Feel free to comment your thoughts as well. If you haven't already noticed, I also link a few causes about which I'm passionate, and as always, check out Hollow the Dog on SoundCloud. Hope you all are having a lovely rest of your week. Stay safe and rested, and check on your mental. See you next time.